Now then, welcome back to another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. I'm on my little skyblock, well, my fairly big skyblock now, and it's feeling good. I've got a little bit changed around here from what we were doing last episode. The seeds for all of the 16 varieties of botanical flowers for Botania have now been planted and grown. I've got myself a little setup here, just basically doing all the things that we did last episode. I've got a pure daisy. I've actually put a second pure daisy there now. A little supply of the things that we're using to do the pure daisy magics. A little bit of hidden lighting underneath here, and I've put a hidden infinite water supply underneath the little platform here. So I can get the petals, and I can use the petal apothecary, and I can get that stone and wood whenever I need for crafting purposes as like the first part of the Botania chunk of my skyblock. And the sun's going down already. Awesome. I just realised that I ran out of potatoes. The farm that was going here for ages and ages, this farm here, ran out of its mattock, and I hadn't noticed, and I ran down my supplies, so I'm eating up my melon supplies at the minute. What we want to do today is get the Botania side of things a little bit further advanced, should I say, to try and get to the stage where I can exchange items in the mana apothecary. No, that thing that I keep forgetting the name of. The catalyst or something or other. I want to keep doing that today and try and get that sorted out. Try and give myself another means of getting items and doubling up items and all those kind of things through using Botania as the mod of choice. We're going to get on with that today. If I can remember what the name is for long enough to actually craft it, that's hopefully what we're going to do today. Right, let's put some of those in there. First things first, right? How did I get the seeds for all of these? Well, I could have done the breeding through Agricraft. I could have, and I got set up ready to start thinking about it. Then I chose not to. Instead, I set myself up with a large amount of spruce. I got my spruce saplings over here. I've got a little stash of spruce stuff down here, and a little other stash of charcoal down here as well. This is auto smelting the charcoal using Steve's workshop furnace and auto crafting and things like that. I tried to get it to pull out the axe and put flint on it, but it doesn't quite work. Doesn't quite work right. Doesn't do it right. So I'm gonna have to think of another way of that. But I've turned this off again. What I did was just took some spruce saplings, grew them a 2x2, grew them right up. I actually did it right next to this water fountain here. I grew them just over here, right up into the air, and then climbed up there, jumped on the top, and then worked my way down, getting all the leaves. And then you put the leaves around the dirt, and I was doing a bit of sieving over here. And I actually ended up sieving a full stack, with the 8 fortune upgrades, in order to get the 16 flower seeds eventually. A full stack of podzil. So it was fairly rare. Each individual one was fairly rare, and that's with 8 upgrades as well. But we got it, so I don't need to do any more of that. I've got one of each seed now. I'm not planning on making them 10, 10, 10s or anything like that. I can quite literally just come along and grab a petal when I need it. Let's say I need a white petal. Grab my white petal. Throw it in there, and if I need more than that, I can just bone meal it up and get another white petal. Easy. That's all I need to do for it, so that's what I'm going to do. Now, we need to get started on creating some mana, so that is what we're going to work on. I'm going to need some yellow petals, I know that much. I haven't prepared it. Oh, did I just do that? I just did that, didn't I? Yeah, I just did that. I'm going to need to prepare to get a few yellow petals sorted out. And that's easy enough. Is it 1-2 bone meal per petal? Yeah, that's not too bad. So I can get all of my infinite bones from the mob farm and make myself anything that I want whenever I want, which is quite awesome. I like. Oh yeah, I was just finishing that off. I forgot about that. I wanted to put this up here so that I didn't fall off while recording, Because the last thing we need is for me to fall out into the void and have to spend 20 minutes getting back kitted up again. That was a good shot. Give me that. Give it back. Thank you. So I was just dividing this off. Might actually not divide that section off because the other side isn't divided off the same. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I want it to look even. So this is where I'm going to generate my mana, in this section here. And various means of generating mana in here, and various things we can do with mana once we've got it. And I'm just going to have a basic setup, because at the moment, the Botania tab, the Botanical Engineering, only has this first quest, which was the Podzol, to get you the first white flowers and the Lexica Botania. So until Jaded Cats put some more in, I'm not going to go too far advanced. But we did say we'd do the basics, so I'm going to do the basics at least just to get started. I'm going to munch on lots and lots of melon. Melon just doesn't fill you up fast enough. I need to work on the food quest as well, that's another thing. Like the kitchen stuff, because I haven't even started on the kitchen stuff. And the Sky Farm, I've got all sorts of Sky Farming stuff there as well. I was avoiding them because of the Magic Farm series, but I've got to do them because we've got to complete the quests in Agrarian Skies 2 as well. Right, so, let's get the Lexica Botania out. The main two ways that I'm going to use to make mana comes under generating flora. Generating flora in the Lexica Botania. I'm going to have a day bloom, which at daytime it's basically like a solar panel. I'm going to have orange and blue, 2 yellow, orange and blue. Okay, let's get the first ones of those then. What have I got in here? 2 yellow, 2 yellow, 2 yellow, orange and blue. I don't have orange and blue yet. Okay. Let's have straight blue. Straight blue, thank you. I need 3 of these. There we go. And orange down here. We get 3 of those as well. There we go. Alright. So orange and blue should have, should have everything I need for those now. Good, good. So I'm going to make 3 of these just for now, just to start us off. And I'm going to need 3 seeds, which is another reason why I put the Botania right here, so I can get the seeds when I need them. In fact, I'm going to need a wheat seed from here as well. I can just make them fresh and they stack like that then. That's good. Okay, so easy enough to sort out in here. We go 1, 2, 1, 2. No, 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 no. I just did that wrong, didn't I? How do I get back out again? Oh, that was so well. I did like 1, 2, didn't I? Ah, there we go. You shift right click to get them back out again. There we go. Good, good. Alright, and I also need my bucket, don't I? Let's do this. I've done this before, obviously. It's just been a long time. 2 of those, 1 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. No. Was it the light blue, not mystical blue? I got the wrong one in. No. Yeah, it's the mystical light blue. Dang it. Okay. I know what I'm doing. Honestly. Right, let's put 1 of those back. Let's get these. There we go. Right, so now we've got 2 and 1 in there. Okay, let's do the shift right clicking to get them back out again. Yeah, we don't want that one. There we go. Okay, so try again. Take 3. 1, 2, 1, 1, and then the seeds. 1. Yes. Okay, so now we've got a day bloom. And just rinse and repeat. Do that a few times. We're going to start off with just 3 of these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. There we go. And again. 1, 2, 1, and the light. Got 1 more light there. Throw those away. And in. And in. Did that go in? Yes. Okay. So now we've got 3 day blooms. Awesome. We're going to need to place these down somewhere on dirt. So let's get 3 bits of dirt. And these need to be set out in a certain sort of way. A certain way needs... They need setting out in a certain way. so that they don't contradict each other. I think there's a little reference in here. See the Lexica Botania. The little reference in here for the day blooms that tells you all about it and shows you that this is diminishing returns if they're all next to each other. So you've got to spread them out. Okay? So one of the first things that we're going to do is build a mana pool for putting the mana into. And then we can start getting at least the first bit of mana sorted out. It's a diluted mana pool first off, and then we use the diluted mana pool in a mana pool to finish it off properly. Okay, so the first bit of generating mana can be just around here. So we're going to go somewhere in the middle, about there, and we're going to have some generating flora around it, like that. So you put the mana pool in between the areas, and then the day blooms close by. And they will start putting into the mana pool. You see the little effects that start happening? They will start putting stuff into the mana pool. A better way of seeing what's going on is to make yourself a wand, a botanical wand. So we'll get some of that, and we'll make ourselves a little wand. I'm going to need 2 of any sort. So we'll have a purple and a blue. Why not? At least this used to be the recipe. I hope it still is. So we've got a Botanica sticks. There we go, a living twig. I think we need 2 of those. Yeah, like that. And then we put the petals on either side, something like this. Okay, I'm going to need to remember. This has been so long. Let's go basics and mechanics. Wand of the forest. It's 3. Okay, it's 3. That's easy solved. There we go. 3 there. There we go. And whichever coloured petals you puts the different colours onto the wand of the forest, which is cool. All right. All this druidness is coming back to me now, and this now highlights tooltip type things over the top. So the day blooms are currently picking up enough, and that mana pool is not getting any mana yet. Okay. Well, we can sort that out. It needs a spreader. That's what we need, a spreader. So if I put the mana pool at the front here, let's put it on here like this. Yeah. If I put the mana pool here, I can put a spreader just there and face it into it. A spreader, I believe, is a mystical petal, or a petal again, with some living wood around it. Let's see if I can make this from memory. And it's kind of like that. I need some more. Up. Give me a couple more of these. I'll put some more down in a minute. This is why I've got it all so close by. Nice and easy to get to and quickly make what we need to make. Like that. And was it that? No. Okay. Looking in here again. The mana spreader. Let's have a look. Wrap. Warp, whap, whap, whap. No, so it's mana manipulation, mana spreader. Let's have a look. Has it changed? Oh, it's a piece of gold. I forgot the piece of gold. Alright. It's been a while since I made these things. This is what I'm doing. I'm getting it right. We'll show you. We'll show you how it works. We'll show you. I'm trying to use it without the... without remembering exactly where things are as well. There we go. Mana spreader. So now the mana spreader will go in between the day blooms, boom, and send... Oh, that's cool. It's got a new inside bit. That's cool. Alright, so that now should be firing at the diluted mana pool. Whenever it's got a big enough burst to burst through, it'll fire into the mana pool. So it'll collect from the day blooms. The day blooms are now empty. There you go, look. The day blooms are now emptying out into the mana spreader. The mana spreader, when it's got a full burst, will send it into the diluted pool. And that's the first stage that we've got to follow around with. There's quite a large area around this mana spreader that day blooms can affect it. But we can also affect it with night blooms. And I could potentially put some night blooms down here. Oh, there's the first bit of mana in there. Look, there we go. That first little tiny bit of mana. This mana pool contains like a million or 10 million or something daft like that. I can't remember the exact number, but it contains an awful lot of mana. So looking at it like this, it doesn't show you having a lot of mana in there, right? But it does. It has lots. I can also fire up from below a spreader that can have some night blooms. Night blooms, day blooms. Let's have a look at the mana generation. We can do nightshade. There we go. Let's have a look at a couple of nightshades. So we need 2 black, 1 grey, and 1 purple for those. Let's get some of those then. I only want to get a couple, just so that you can see what's going on. 2 black, 2 grey, and 2 purple, wasn't it? Yeah. Purple. I'm going to make more of these as we go, but for right now, I'm just going to make the first few, just so you can see what's going on. Is that purple? No, that's magenta. Okay, that's purple. That's what we want. There we go. Yes. Okay, 3 of those, and we get 4 black, was it? Let's have a look in here again. So, purple, if I do 3 grey, and 6 black. So, there's 3 grey, 3 purple, and 6 black. Okay. Do I have any black in here? No, I don't. Okay. So, let's get 6 of these. And this is all we have to do over and over again. Nice and simple, especially with the amount of bone meal that I've got. So I'm not fussed about making them the best possible seeds you can. Once you've got the seeds, that's the main thing, isn't it? And I'm going to need 3 more of these. And turn them into seeds. There we go. Alright. And next, we're going to have the water bucket on here. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can do this without derping it up. Okay, so we're going to have water in, 1 grey, 1 purple, 2 black, and a seed. Yes. Awesome. There we go. And that. 1, 1, 1, 2, and a seed. Boom. Love it. And in there as well. 1, 1, 1, 2, and a seed. There we go. Cool. Alright, so now we've got these little nightshades, and they're going to need dirt as well, but we're going to put those directly underneath. We also need to make another mana spreader to send them up as well. I'm only going to do them as I need them for now, just to get a basic start, just enough to get into the mana pool and to start filling it up. So another one of these runs, we're going to have some more of this living wood. I'm going to need another gold as well, aren't I? So we're going to get another gold from over here quickly to get on the way back. Mana spreaders just basically move the mana around from wherever you need it to be. There we go. So it's nice and simple to move things around. There are more ways to move things around in the future, but for starters, this is a nice and simple way of doing it. There we go. Make another mana spreader over here today. That one there, that one there. There we go, thank you. Okay, and we're basically going to be right underneath here. So I need to fall down to this spot here. Get this right underneath there, like that. Yeah, I could also go right underneath the mana pool, but I'm going to do it this way instead. And then put that there, and put 1, 2, 3. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3. And that should be linked together, okay? Yeah, that's showing a little wireframe around the mana spreader. So you can see the wireframe around the mana spreader, so it knows where it's sending them. And the mana spreader will send up to the other mana spreader, and that mana spreader will then receive more mana and beam more often to the diluted mana pool, which is getting quite a bit of mana in already, which is good. Okay, and that just has to be in darkness. So we can improve the darkness by blocking off the light sources over here as well. An actual solid room will appear around these between episodes, but for right now, that's good enough to go. I will need to do 1 less there, though, just so I can put this one in. block that off so it doesn't see any daylight. We could also fire through micro blocks as well, I found before. So I might put some micro blocks there to stop the sun from coming in through the transparent blocks there. But that should start sending out the mana. It's not collecting any mana necessarily, but it's going to do that at night time whenever it's dark. The darker I make that area, the better it will be. I put a little door down here, just because I occasionally got a mob down there while I was sorting out all the barrels and things, just getting them bit by bit sorted. But now we get in there and it's working properly. I've got a couple of tanks worth of mob juice over there, and the ability to spawn whatever mobs I want. But this is the method for getting more ender pearls that I'm going to use. I could spawn an enderman and do things that way, but I've only got one ender pearl left, and I want to use that as a mana pearl in the next stage of the Botania. So give us a little while for this to generate up some mana. Let's see if there's enough to do the diluted mana pool into a normal mana pool first. We'll make another one, and we simply just go and drop it into the mana pool. So, yeah, and it's made a normal mana pool from a diluted one. So now this mana in here is kind of useless to me, because I wanted it to be in this mana pool. The other thing I can do is transfer it with another spreader into another mana pool, and so on, and then use that mana pool for something else. But that's my generation sorted out for now. Tidy the place up a little bit, maybe make a few more day blooms and nightshades underneath just to fill out the area a bit more, and then maybe we'll transfer the power, the mana in that direction to where we might be using it for other things a bit later on. There's also such things as sparks, but that's a long way down the line, and we may not get into that yet. These sparks also move raw mana around, which is very interesting. New stuff that I haven't played with before. Blaze powder, nuggets and all that. That's not too bad actually. It's mana petals and nuggets. I wonder if I can make mana petals already, if I've got enough in here for mana petals. Did it say what type of mana petal it needed? Or is it just any? Looks like any mana petal. Okay, so 2 of any mana petal. So let's take 4 white. Why not? Mana petals, you just throw them into there and it works. It's saying no there, it's got a little cross by it. Might be because we need a proper mana pool there. So I'll do a little bit off camera, we'll have a little break, and I'll move things around and finish things off and make a few more of the flowers to get some more mana going very quickly. Alright, well it looks like I might be about ready to do what I need to do. I need 4 of those. Let's throw them away. Let's just get the next load set up here first. I know you've seen me do this a few times, but if I don't do it when I think about it, then it'll come to the fact that I need some and I won't have done it. And it won't be ready. Alright, so I've made some more day blooms to speed up the process of going in here. I've made some more nightshades down there to speed up the process of it bringing it up to here. And I put the new mana pool in here, right? The diluted mana pool still got plenty in it, but this new mana pool's got whatever we could. And I've already made 3 out of the 4 white mana petals that I need. And as you can see, this has got enough mana in, but it's got a line through it saying it's not the right type of pool. It's a diluted mana pool. Whereas this one is a normal mana pool, and you can just press Q, drop an item in there, and get your mana petals. Mana petals are just basically petals coated in mana. Nice and simple. The next thing that we were working on was getting some of these little sparks, as they're called. Let's have a look at sparks in here. There's a spark. Sparks are any petals, any mana petals, gold nugget, and that. And I presume you're going to need 2. So I've not played around with these sparks before, but I've got a couple of sparks now. How cool do they look? They look so cool, don't they? They look so cool. We're going to firstly put that on there, right click it, and put that on there, right click it, and that's a shift right click to remove it. So right click with a wand shows us where it's going. Yeah, that's accepting mana. If I shift right click that, that'll spare mana to items. Yeah. And that should transfer mana across to that. And if I shift right click that, I should pick the spark back up. Okay. And I'm just going to break this. There we go. Did a little design work as well, made it look nice, right? So these mana spreaders, they collect from generating flora. And I'm not sure about sparks collecting from generating flora, but I know sparks will move stuff around between the mana pools. That's what I heard. So I'm going to put a mana pool over here so it can be zapped across to this. Before I do that, though, I want to put in the catalyst thing that I can't remember the name of ever. There we go. Alchemy catalyst. That's it. And for that, I need a mana pearl doing. So we need to get our one ender pearl that we've got and turn that into a mana pearl. And I hope that I can do it in here because I've just did. No, I can't. Dang it. Let's see if this works, actually. Let's put this on here. Right. Put this on here. Now that should be accepting from there. Yeah, that's cool. I like the graphics on these. It's accepting from there. That's accepting from items. We have that sparing mana to items. And hopefully we'll see this sending blasts of mana across to here anytime soon. At least that's what I thought it was going to do. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. I figured that would do it. Come on. Oh, mana seems to be floating up to it. It's doing something, isn't it? It's doing something. Is it going to fire it across, though? Little sparkly effects. There's no GUIs in Botania, so you have to sort of like hope that you're doing the right things. Yeah. Come on. Be operational. Do the thing. Spread mana over here. Do mana things over here. This is okay, is it not? Come on. That's accepting. That's sparing. I don't know what I've done. I'm going to speed the process up because I want this to work faster. So I'm going to just go bop and just send the mana across that way. I don't know about the sparks. I'm going to have to look into them again. I'm going to take the sparks and figure them out another time. They look cool, I know, but they don't seem to be operating as fast as this is. So I'll stick to the mana spreaders itself for now. Just because these mana spreaders should take all of this mana out of there. Yeah, it's emptied it right out. And fire it all across. And let's put it all in there. Can I get this now? No, I need to generate some more mana first. Okay, I need to generate enough mana to get this pearl into there. I'll be right back. That should actually be taking from the day bloom now, shouldn't it? Well, actually, that's trying to get down to that one now. They're all down, fixated on the one down there. I can see from the little graphic. Okay. Well. I'll do some things and I'll be back. Yay! Well, I tried these mana sparks again, and I still don't get it. Right? Sparks are interesting entities created by a combination of raw energy and mana. They have the ability to be placed on top of a few specific mana-containing or accepting blocks, mainly mana pools. Some blocks have the ability to harness mana from sparks and use them to them seems limited to a few blocks right now. Place a spark on top of the mana pool and another on top of a block that can accept it. It will allow for the latter to remotely access the reservoirs of the mana pool when needed, given it's not too far away. When needed. I think that it might be that there was no need for it over here, so it didn't drag the mana from over here. So I put myself another mana spreader to move the mana over here, and now I've got enough to throw a mana pearl in, or throw a pearl in and get a mana pearl. So now we can make that other item. So, let's see if we can get this working now. This is the item that turns the pool into something a bit more funky. It's the alchemy catalyst. There you go. If I haven't learned anything this episode, it's how to pronounce or say alchemy catalyst. And that's supposed to go underneath a block like that, a mana pool like that. So there we go. And that means then that I should be able to throw stuff into it. Function, yeah. It says that, yeah. So now I should be able to throw other items in. So the same as I've been throwing like petals and things like that in, I should now be able to throw, let's get 4 out just for the sake of it. I should now be able to throw gas tiers and other things from other recipes in there and get it. It is saying it in there. It's not saying it in there. It's not giving even the option of the recipe saying no, you can't do it because there's not enough mana. This one's actually saying yes, this is a recipe that is valid in this place, which means that I can now make gas tiers into ender pearls. And that is all I wanted to do with Botania in Agrarian Skies, at least for now, as the quest book doesn't have anything in it for Botania right now. That is all I need to do. I am going to set up another couple of bits and pieces over here, though, in this section. Maybe a runic altar and things like that, when the time comes to make a few bits and pieces that are cool. But generally, that is my Botania startup, just to get the ender pearls sorted out. So I'm overall quite pleased with that. Quite pleased with that indeed. I'm going to spin around this way so you can see the lovely botanicals behind me. I will figure out how those sparks are going to work. They may do funky things. I've just got to maybe watch a video or two and just check it out to find out who's already discovered and can show me how it works. Because I'm sort of following what it says, but that's not always the best way to make things work, following what they say. So that is the Botania done for this week. Thank you very much for watching another episode of Agrarian Skies 2. I'll be back tomorrow with another. See you later.